Memphis here is a young Appaloosa gelding that's been brought in by Vetty Bailey for us to get started with. He's done a lot of groundwork, so I'm not expecting to have to do a whole lot before we start riding, but I'll go over all the things that I want to check, all the stuff that I need to get right before we think about doing our first rides. So the first thing I want to check on is lateral flexion. We get a nice lateral flexion. He's a little bit bracy there. Wants to move his feet. That's nice there, good. He just gives me that little effort there and release. I just pick up a soft feel there. Ask for that again. He's bracing a little there. He gives a release. That's nice. I like that. So pick up that feel again. And he braces there halfway through. I sort of expect this, even when they're pretty well schooled in this stuff, because I'm a new person and it's the first time they've worked with me, I'll expect them to be a little bit bracy and not wanting to sort of do things for me. That's all right. I'll just hold on to that while he's wanting to move his feet. Stop with him when he stops. Keep a hold there and he gives to it nice. That's good. I'll pick up that soft feel. Wait for him to give there. He come to that spot and he braced there, and we wait for him to make that effort. Good. All right, so now I'll try a lateral flexion and then hind quarter yield. So I want him to give. I want him to hold it for me. Hold it, and don't snatch it away. So he's bracing again now. Good. That's nice. That's really nice. Good kid. Well done. Love the eye on this young fella. He's got a real soft eye, really like a real gentle, sort of a thoughtful eye. Just wait for him to give there. He's just braced up there on me a little bit. Make an effort there. Good. I'll pick up that soft feel there. Oh, that's really nice. He moved his feet there a little, but so I'll pick it up again there. Yeah, good, good. Wait for him to release. He's braced a little there. He's wanting to snatch it away. Hold it. Good. Good. So he's wanting to move his feet a little there after it. That tells me he's just a little bit bracy, a little bit unsure about what's happening. So who's this new fella that's got hold of my head, you know? That's good. Good. Just wait for him to give to that there. Just a slight brace. He's hanging on it there. He's hanging on it. He wants to move his feet. He wants to pull against me there. That's all right. I'll keep hold of it. Just waiting for him to make an effort. He's licking and chewing there. I want him to make a little effort there. That's a bit better. We'll reward that. It's not exactly what I wanted, but he made an effort to come off the pressure, so I'll give that to him there. That's really nice there. Good. Good. I'll go and hold it there now. Hold it, wait for him to stop his feet. Hold it, hold it. He's bracing again now. He's pulling against me. Wait for him to come off it. Good. So I want him to hold off it. Hold off it. I don't want him hanging. He's hanging on it a little bit. Good. Hind quarter yield. He's pushing his head into me a little there. So I'm just going to keep yielding his hind quarter here because he's pushing his head in me. I'm going to put my elbow up next to his jaw there to block him a little. Now I want his nearest hind to me to step under himself. That's a bit better. I'll back him out of my space there. He just got a little bit pushy. He's just coming in looking for comfort. There's the boy. There's a boy. So I'll go and do a little bit of desensitizing now. Just chuck the rope over him here. See how he is with that. If he wants to move his feet, I'll just keep chucking it. Just haven't asked him to move his feet. And I'll keep going again. I'll just keep throwing that rope over. Haven't asked him to move his feet. Good. So there, he let me throw it a couple of times without moving his feet. And that's where I'll give him a little bit of a rest from it there. That's good, kid. Well done. That's a better back up. Nice. So when I'm asking him to back up, I'll use both hands. I'll use both hands and the lead. I'm not going to push on him and lean on him and try and get in a physical fight to push him back. I'm going to use both my hands. Energy. Good. So I'm using both my hands in this sort of motion that's telling him left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. And directing energy at the chest. I'm staring at the chest when I do it. And then it becomes the lead. The movement of the lead is what becomes the cue to back up. He's getting a bit lazy about it there. Get out of my space, get out of my space. So I'm using the lead there because he got a little bit lazy about backing up there. He'd done it nicely for me a couple of times, but then he sort of got a bit obstinate with it there and he wanted to stand in my space and just sort of pull his head back and lean out of the way. But I want him to learn. Now he's wanting to try and avoid me. That's better there. So I'll reward that step. He's a good kid. Well done. I'll do a little bit of rope desensitizing on this side. See where he's at with that. He wants to move his feet. I'll just keep chucking it over his back. That's all right. As long as he's moving his feet, I'll keep doing it. Keep following him. He needs to learn to stop his feet. I'm waiting for a bit of a change here. He's getting his head up there. It's not just stopping his feet I want now. I want him to change a little bit. There, he's taken a step towards me. And then stopped his feet. There's a little bit of a change there. I like that. There's a kid. So the next thing I'm going to try is, can I swing the lead rope up over his head? So I'm going to swing it underneath his chin here. Just like this. Backwards and forwards. And then flick it up over his head. And I do this because when I come to my first ride, this is how we change directions when I want to do my hindquarter yields in my first ride. I need to be able to flick the lead rope over his head. And he's flicking his head up just a little bit. He's trying to be a bit avoidant of it. So I'm going to keep mucking around with that until he stops doing that. So he shows me he's a little bit more okay with it. It's better there. Good. He's bracing a little, but it's nothing I wouldn't expect. And he'll get a lot better with that over the next couple of days. Now the next thing I want to check on is, can I change eyes with him? Which is an extension there of flick the rope up over his head. And then I want to flick it down over his bum, just above his hocks. That's good. That's good. I'd rather him I'd rather him plant his hind and sort of roll over his hocks when he does that. But at this point, I'm not really fussy. He's a little bit sensitive about that being around his hocks, so I'm going to play around with that a little bit now. I'm going to do more of that. I want him to get better with it. That's better. So he didn't flinch there. He didn't flinch his hocks there like he did the first time I done it. That's better there. Oh, good kid. Well done. So, next thing I want to do is I want to be able to send him off. So I'll point to the left. Good. You want to stop his feet there and face up. Just point again, cue again. So I want him to trot now. I'll point again. Add some impulsion. Good. I'm going to drop to a walk there again. Add that impulsion again. Give him a little tap with that rope if I need to, if he doesn't respond straight away. And yield a hind quarter. Good. Very relaxed little customer, isn't you? Hey. I'll point to the right, send him off. Add impulsion, drive that shoulder away. Good. Oh, he's real soft on that lead there. His attention's a bit to the outside. It's a new place for him. He's a little bit concerned, but he's not pulling on that lead rope. He's staying real respectful to it, so that's good. Draw the nose, yield the hind quarter. Good. He's had a lot of groundwork done with him, obviously. He's at a place now where he's getting pretty ready to have his first rides, I think. I'll do a little bit more with him. We'll look at a change of direction. We'll see if we can do that. I'll send him off to the right there. Crowd me a little. I'll put some more impulsion in there. That's good. He just wanted to stop there. Maybe got a little bit confused. Just keep driving that girth. Driving forwards. That's good. I'm going to draw the nose, yield the hind quarter, send that shoulder away. Good. So he's really focused outside here, and you know, I wouldn't expect any different. First time I've worked with him, he's just checking everything out. It's a new place for him. I'm not going to be overly fussy with that. I'm not going to get up him too much, as long as he's doing what I'm asking him to do. But I will. See, I've got his ear there. I'm going to yield to him there and draw him in. And I get both ears. That's good. Then and he's licking and chewing straight away. So that's good. I'll let him have a little bit of a rest there. I just want to make the middle here, the place where I am, I want to make that the place where rest and relax happens. There's a boy. I'll send him on to the left here. Send that shoulder away. That's good. He's wanting to stop his feet there, so just drive him on. I'll swap hands, draw the nose, Healed the hind quarter. Send that shoulder away. So he got in the way of that rope there and it sort of whacked him on the neck. Well, that's up to him to get out the way of that rope. Again, I'll draw that nose. Healed the hind quarter. Good. That's better. So when he drops to a walk, wait for him to make a mistake. Send him on. Draw the nose, yield the hind quarter. Good. Just wait for that inside ear. There it is. And I'll draw him in for a little rest there. That's good, both ears straight away. That's really nice there. Good kid. Alright. I'll just do a little bit of a girth test on him here with the lead rope. And pull that up there on him. And he got a little bit girthy there. So we'll keep testing that. That's good. So what I'm going to do there now, I'm going to tie him up here and I'm going to grab a girth rope. We're going to do some girth lunging with him, some girthed up lunging with a rope. Just check on that. He's just showing me he's a little bit tickly around his girth. So that's something we've got to work on. Alright. I'll untie a little fella here and come out in the middle. So we've got plenty of room to move. We're not winding ourselves up. Just get this rope pulled up around his middle there. Alright, kid. I'll send him on there. He's wanting to come off that as I'm pulling up on it. I'm just bumping on it. Good. Yeah, he's not showing any real tickliness there now. bit tighter though. And we'll yield a hind quarter there. Good. Yeah, he's wanting to get a little bit funny about that. That's good. I want to see that reaction because then we can work on that reaction. Every time he breaks to a walk, I'm going to pick up on him there. I'm going to push him forwards. He wanted to ignore me there. Give him a little whack with that rope. And yield the hind quarter there. That's good. We'll tighten that girth rope up again. It's come a bit loose. He's wanting to get a little bit kicky at that now. Getting a bit tighter. It's all right. He can kick as much as he wants. I want him to get this stuff out of his system before we put a saddle on his back. That's good. Good. And yield the hind quarter there. Good. Good kid. Well done. He's a little bit avoiding. He doesn't want me to go near that rope now. That's all right. Just rub him down his neck, rub him to the rope, get it loose. Give him a rest there. Good kid. Pull it up firm again. Good. That's nice, that's better. I like that. You just want to step into me there. Drop to a walk. Get him back in that trot for me. Alright. Draw that nose, yield the hind quarter. Good. that, mate, eh? You good there? We'll do a little bit more desensitising here now. I'll throw the rope over his neck, all the way down his body. He wants to run off a bit there. That's all right. I'll just keep chucking it. That's all right, mate. You can keep doing that. Doesn't make it go away. He's wanting to chuck his head a little bit there, and he's wanting to keep moving his feet. I'll just keep throwing this rope until he stops his feet. This is something I'm pretty militant about, this exercise, where I will not put a saddle on a horse or myself on a horse if I can't chuck a rope over him. That's good. I like to fling it up over their head like that unexpectedly too. Again, when I can start doing the first couple of rides and I'm in this head collar here and I want a hind quarter, I want to laterally flex and hind quarter yield both sides, I need to be able to flick that rope over their head. He's a bit sensitive around his hocks there. I'll keep chucking that rope around his hocks as long as he's showing me he's sensitive. We'll keep working on it. Because what this is telling me too, as much as telling me, oh, he's sensitive about this rope, it's telling me that he's going to be sensitive about getting caught in the fence too. And if he gets caught in the fence, you know, then he's gonna get real upset about it. He's not going to wait. He's not going to be patient. He's going to pull and kick and make a fuss and injure himself a lot worse than necessary, you know. So I'll work on that quite a lot. I'll chuck the lead around the front foot here. I want to lead him by a foot. I want to pick that foot up there. I don't want him to paw and be silly about it. Yeah. I want to let him find tension there with his head. So he was being a bit silly there. So I'm going to let him try and figure this out. There, he finds a way off that pressure. That's good. So let that go around his fetlock there. And now I'll pick up pressure again. That's good. So he just gives to that pressure there with his foot. Now he's got his head right down at the sand there. He's really thinking about staying off that pressure. That's good. Nice. Well done, kid. So now I'll pick up on that fetlock again with this rope. So I'll give him his head. We're not eating, mate. There's a little bit of grass and stuff in the round yard here. So that's what I like. See, he's leading with me with that leg. That's good. I don't necessarily want him to step. I just want him to pick that foot up. There, that's good. And he's just followed the feel of that into me. So that's good. And I'll do that with the other front foot. Let's see how he goes with that one. That's good. Now he wants to paw. I'll hold pressure there. If he gets insistent about pawing or wanting to move off, there, he's going to be silly about it. I'll let him find pressure with his head there. He's going to get real silly now. That's all right. That's all right. I'll just go with him. I won't let him get in too much of a bind. I'll go with him, let him figure it out. He's trying to find a way off it. There, that's where he gets the release. Trying to find a way off it by being silly and reactive is not going to get you where you want to be, kid. So he's wanting to sort of push me out the way here now and get himself in a bigger bind. That's all right. I'll let him bind himself up, but I'll stay with him. I won't let him get tied up to where he's going to hurt himself or fall over or anything like that. But I want him to find a way out of the bind that isn't. He's getting himself bound up there again now, so I'll release the end of that rope and I'll pick it up again. There, he took that step into me. Now he's wanting to walk away from me again. He's getting himself in a bind, bigger bind. So that bind doesn't work because I'll come straight back and pick that up there. There, that's where the bind is released. So he's picked up off that pressure, picked up that foot off that pressure, and his nose has come back to me. So that's the first time he's done that. He has been trying to avoid and get away from me. So I'll pick that up again. Good. So he's given to that rope around his leg and he stepped that front foot across. Good. Good. There's a kid. You're a smart one, aren't you? Hey? I'll pick that up again. I love how he's just dropping his head down to that. That's really nice. And there, that's what I'm after. Good boy. So then he's just found his way out of that bind there. He had a little bit of a fight there, trying to find a different way off it. And right there, he's really found his way out of that bind. And he's come all the way in there, looking for his release. You are a smart fella, aren't you? Hey, smart fella. That's good. I'm just going to throw this rope a little bit more over his back here. He's been a little bit twitchy there. He wants to move his feet again. We'll keep throwing that rope. And work on his hocks there a bit. He's been a bit touchy around his hocks. We'll work on that. That's much better there. Up under his belly. Again, he was a little bit sensitive with his girth area there earlier. A bit tickly, so I'll work on that a little bit. Good. Around his front legs there. That's good. Good. I'm just going to run this lead around his hind leg here. Specifically up around over his hock. I just want to put a little pressure there. He's getting a bit tickly about that. That's all right. I just want to hold on to that. I'm not putting pressure on it. I just want him to stop being sensitive about it. So I'm not pulling on it. I'm just letting him know it's there, just enough. Sort of what we do with their mouth where we're trying to give them a direction. It's a soft feel at this point. I don't want to put pressure there. So I just want him to know it's there. I'm not pulling on it. I'm just taking the tension out of the rope. I just want him to give that hind leg to me and come off the pull, come off the pressure. There, that's good. There. There, that's good. So this will help with that hock sensitivity. Good. Good. Get him to hold it there for me. Good. Oh, he wanted to kick a little there. I'll keep that on, keep that pressure on. So I'm not really pulling on it, I've just got the tension, the slack out of the rope. Just got a bit of tension there. Good. Good. He's wanting to stomp down there, trying to push through what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep hold of it. Good. I just don't want him stepping his hind over the other way. I'd rather him rock his weight towards me here. But that's pretty good. From what we had there at the start, that's good. Good. Good boy. You want to be a little bit avoidant there and swing his head in when I've asked for the hindquarter yield. That's something we'll work on. He'll get better with that. Let's throw this rope around that hock again. And we'll work on this side. So I'm just going to let him know it's there. And then I'll take up tension. He's a little bit sensitive with it, but that's good there. Good. Good kid. Now, this is not something I do with every horse. It's just he showed a little bit of particular sensitivity around this area. So I'll work on this a little bit. He's wanting to step away from me. That's a bit better. The weight come towards me. I'll take that up again because he stepped away. I'd rather the weight come towards me. And he's stepping away. I'll hold that tension there while he's stepping away. There, that's better. See that hip rocked over to the left there, or to the right there, towards me. I'll reward that. Yeah, good. Good kid. Well done. Oh, we'll grab the saddle pad there and we'll give him a look at that, a bit of a smell, and see how he goes with it. Yeah, have a smell of that one. Very bright coloured saddle pad, this one. Not the one I generally would choose for anything. Certainly doesn't match any of my gear, but it come for free with some other gear that I bought, so. That's good. Good kid. He has had a saddle on before, so I'm told, so I'm going to be overly careful with this stuff. Girthing up will be a different issue. I'll be very gentle with girthing him up. But you can do saddle on and off a few times. If you want to move around there, I'll let him move around. So I've not got a hard hold of him here. I've just got that lead rope draped over my arm. he wants to move his feet, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and just hold where I am. I'm halfway off with this saddle now. Stop your feet, and then I'll take it away. Good. I'm just going to hold onto that saddle if he wants to move his feet, just so it can't go flying and give him a fright if he does sort of lose control a little. You want to step into me a bit there, I'm going to back him up out of my space. But I'm not going to try and push him back with a big fright. I'm going to give him some pressure on his nose there, a little bit on his chest with the thumb. Get out of my space. That's better, good. I'm just going to come around the other side of him here. I've got a little bit of fright about that girth, that's all right. Just let that hang there. I'll be a bit gentle with him about how I go about this. He's showing me he's a little bit worried. I'm just pulling this girth up, not pulling it up firm, because he's showing me that he's just a little bit fidgety, a little bit tickly. I'm not pulling this up real firm. I'm just doing it up firm enough that I can get, I'm being real gentle about how I go about it. Just want to get the pin in so it's latched there. Alright. That's good. So I'll let him react how he wants to react there now. That's good. So I don't want him coming in at me there. That's good. What I might even do, you got a hind quarter there. He's not wanting to move that hind quarter. Chase that hind quarter. Make him move it. Good. I'm actually going to take this. I'm going to take this head collar off now, and I'm going to ask him to really move out for me because he's showing me he's a little bit concerned about this saddle. So I want him to really move out, get a feel for it. I want him to canter. Good. Good. And give him another chance to draw and come into me there. Doesn't want to. Give him another chance to draw. Doesn't want to. When his ear's on me there, look at his there, I'll give him another chance to draw. Doesn't want to. And I've got his ear. I want to give him an opportunity to come in. There. That's better there. Good. Good boy. Well done. I'll put this head collar back on him here. And we'll call that a day, I think, with him. He's done a bit. He's shown me where he's at. We've got something to build on there. And getting a little bit of a rest from the saddle there would be a good thing for him at this point, I think.